Hello guys, this is Billcotey from Billcotey Properties, and today we are at a very new location. We are going to cover a video which talks about electrical stuff, solar panels and all that. We have a fine gentleman here who would brief us on a lot of things pertaining electrical engineering stuff. And I'm hosting this program with my usual.
Yeah. Aside from 3.7 Realty,
Right.
this is Ghana Real Estate Online once more. Yeah, so over to you, Senior.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for having me. Just as you said, my name is Eko Hagan. I'm an electrical engineer by profession,
Right.
and someone with a passion for solar. So I couldn't have refused this offer to have a discussion on solar. When your boss calls,
Yeah.
you answer.
We have
that's-
the
you are the boss. So that's why we're here.
I like that.
So we hope it goes well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Eko,
Yeah.
let's just dive right into it. I want to ask you, what is electrical engineering all about? If we say you are an electrical engineer, what comes in mind? What should we expect from somebody who is an electrical engineer?
Okay. So electrical engineering is broad. I mean, it's the study of flow of electrons.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere electron flows.
Right.
I mean, there's electricity. So you can have electrical engineering in terms of controls, in terms of instrumentation, in terms of power, in terms of electronics. I mean, it's diverse. I mean, it's broad. But basically, it's a study of flow of electrons and its applications. I mean, in real world. I mean, that's what we can say. So,
So, why should someone choose an electrical engineer and not choose a regular people? I know where I'm coming from, because in Ghana we want the shortcuts. You get it. Because when they hear electrical engineer, Akuma.
Oh well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about your passion.
Right.
So if you are fascinated by how things work, lighting, I mean, anything, I mean, automation and all. If you are fascinated about it, yeah, then maybe you just delve into it and do it properly. I mean, that's all I can say. It's about passion.
But is it expensive to also employ an electrical engineer as compared to the regular guru guys?
Oh yes, to some extent, because the electrical engineering training involves design. Okay, so you need to understand the principle behind what you are doing. Usually, the study or the understanding goes down into the principle of flow of electrons. Unlike others who just understand how flow of electrons work. So, but that's it. So it's a bit expensive. I mean, you need to pay for hours spent on.
Oh, nice.
Hours spent on books and time.
Exactly.
And all. Yeah,
Exactly.
So,
This is important.
so that's about it. Yeah.
Then, please, viewers, don't be scared about what he's saying.
Oh, don't be
I'm
scared.
sure
don't
he's
be scared.
very moderate in his pricing.
Very competitive.
Okay. We'll definitely leave his handles and details down the screens in case you need somebody like him to work on something for you. Okay. So let's go. Let's talk about something else.
Solar.
Yeah.
Solar. I mean, when it comes into mind, it's expensive.
No, in fact, that's what we've all been told.
Yeah,
There's a narrative everywhere that solar is expensive. So, since you're the one, hey, should we get scared?
Oh no!
It's your
It's your home.
No. It's because you are coming from the angle that that's what you've been told. And
Yes.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Right.
Let's break it down.
Right.
Okay, so for me, if you ask me, I'll say solar is not expensive. I mean, it's debatable.
Okay.
But what I would agree is that the initial cost is high.
Oh, okay.
But the whole system
Setup.
or the whole setup and the freedom you get
Right.
and all the inconveniences you'll be having with the grid and all that, when we aggregate those things, okay, I won't say solar is expensive,
Okay.
but I agree to the fact that the initial cost is high.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So let me share a little experience. So I traveled somewhere. I went to Israel some time back.
Okay.
And if I'm not wrong, I think in their farming system, they use a lot of solar system.
Yes.
Like, to the point that you actually have someone
Irrigation.
coming by, not irrigation per se, someone coming by to actually clean the panels
Okay.
intermittently. I think it was a 6 months time span
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah.
So you see the person with a whole cable
Gear.
system, gear, yes,
Yeah.
wiping the panels and all that. So I want to know how your setup actually looks like, because in that country, if I'm not wrong, they have like, it's a whole setup, very huge solar farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how. I doubt there's a solar farm in Ghana anyway.
Not really. We usually use it for irrigation.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, mostly irrigation. But apart from that, we have solar plants. When you go up to the north,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we have solar plants that feed into the grid.
Wow.
You know, our energy mix is hydrothermal and
Is it the one at
and,
Bui?
and so no, Bui is hydro.
It's
No,
hydro.
Bui is hydro, but I heard they actually
There's
place
one
some
at,
solar panels.
yes, it's at Navrongo.
Navrongo, okay.
Yes, so it also feeds into the grid.
Oh,
So this
wow.
electricity we are enjoying,
Yeah.
that is coming from hydro,
I see.
Akosombo and
Okay.
thermal,
Thermal.
Abuase.
Uh,
Yeah, then the solar,
Solar,
The solar.
is
okay.
also feeding into the grid.
Backs
So
it up.
yes, so that's our energy mix. I mean, in Ghana, there are other IPP,
Okay.
Asogli, and all that. They also feed into the grid. So
Wow.
as we speak,
Yeah.
the government or Ghana in its
Yeah. And it's-
coal
yeah, you know.
energy thing, there's a solar component in it in which
Wow.
we are
I
enjoying.
I see.
Yeah. So back to the Israel thing. Yeah. So I'm sure it's got to do with maintenance.
Yes.
From what you were saying, it's got to do with maintenance, and you see, solar in itself is direct current.
Wow.
Okay, what we see running through our sockets and all is alternating currents. But when you connect to your phone, okay, and you add, it converts it, it changes it to direct current to charge your phone and all that. Okay, so when it comes to solar, there are a lot of losses.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of losses. Okay, so your maintenance culture should
Okay.
be very good.
Yeah, it has to be paramount.
Yes, and that has to be paramount. Other than that, you not get the maximum yield in terms of energy generation from your system.
Yeah.
So we advise that the panels should be cleaned
Right.
and not less than 3 times in a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Not less than 3 times. So every 4 months at
4
least
months,
you need
okay.
to clean and all that. But you see, that goes into the maintenance cost. So if you have a setup or install a setup for someone who does not buy into maintenance culture,
Right.
then this means you have a problem.
You have a problem.
Yes, because anytime you send a request that your system needs to be, I've had issues where
Yeah.
people will say, "Oh, Charlie, the rains will take care of."
Ghanaians for you.
The rains will wash this
there
out.
is
we are in the rainy
Rainy
season.
season, don't
so
worry.
why are you coming to
Yeah.
clean panels and all that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's it.
So I have a question. Is there any house where it's actually off the national grid?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Totally.
Totally?
Yes, totally.
Wow. Tell us more.
Totally. So
No hydro, you mean?
yes,
Yes,
no
Connection to
ECG.
ECG,
Yes.
yes. Wow.
So usually we call those setups off grid.
Off grid, wow.
Okay. So when it comes to solar,
Yeah.
we have the grid tied. You have different
Types, okay.
types, grid types, off grid, off off-grid with grid tied with battery backup. I mean,
Wow.
they are also, so it all depends on we understanding your requirements.
And the money.
No, not yet. Okay, not yet. You understanding your requirements, then you will be able to build a setup or design a setup to meet your requirements. So yes, there are buildings that don't use
No, so
AC.
I'm talking about air conditioning.
Yes,
like
so,
hardcore tech.
Yes.
Laptops.
Yes.
Televisions.
Everything. And when it comes to water heaters, the person will employ solar heaters.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I've seen a couple of solar heaters around in some places in Ghana. I think quite a few around Trasaco.
Yes.
But it's not that popular in Ghana.
It's not that popular, but it's there. So a person like this, is off.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to heating water, he has a solar water heater. When it comes to the normal stuff, the air conditioners and everything, he has a big system. I don't want to mention.
Oh, please mention.
No, now mention it. They are our big men.
Yeah. Wow, our big men.
Our big men.
So they're not suffering with us.
Well, if you want to say so, when there's doom they are in doom in.
There's no doom in
their life. There's no doom there. Everything is so. They are very comfortable.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they have setups, and when you see their batteries, I mean, they've stored enough energy.
Wow.
That can go. I don't want to mention names, but you understand.
I understand where I'm coming from.
Our big men are enjoying.
Wow.
So they don't enjoy. I mean, they don't suffer from doom at all. So
they are there. Please don't be angry with us, but this conversation, I'm just saying ECG should be angry.
No.
This conversation is really important. Wow.
So there are a couple of them.
Right.
There are a couple of them.
Right.
because one person did it and the other said then the other
recommendation.
Wow. And so there are a couple of them.
I see.
There are a couple of
them. Wow. So we'll not talk about the financial aspect, but let's say you have a 5-bedroom house, all air conditioned. You have a big hall, your kitchen. I know we can't actually if you can explain it for the layman to understand in terms of the volume of voltage you need or power you need.
Okay. So we are going into the design bits.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, so usually you need to have your load profile. Okay. Just as you mentioned, your air conditioners, your
television.
So when, for instance, when it all sums up to, let's say, 20,000 watts, okay, that will help us size the kind of inverter. There are some plus and minuses we do because, just as I said, the efficiency of the whole thing, since it's DC, there are a bit of losses.
Okay.
So we do some percentage, like efficiency drop percentages, then we're able to come up with the design. So it runs across. Yeah. We need to understand how many panels you will need. Okay, to trap the energy from the sun. And this will vary from area to area.
Okay.
So we have something we call sun hours. Okay, the sun hours in Accra, okay, will differ from the sun hours in the north.
Certainly.
Okay, the same way sun hours in Ghana will differ from sun hours in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the things that go into it. Then we'll be able to size your solar panel. Okay, and I mean, because you need to generate the energy,
right?
Okay, then push it down through your inverter. Sure. Yeah. Since it's DC, you need the inverter to convert it to AC. for use.
Okay.
Because all our appliances use AC.
Okay.
So that's where the inverter comes. So the inverter is a core part of the system. So the inverter comes in, then you need to store the energy. So that's where the batteries also come in.
Right.
So you store the energy. But in Europe, they don't really store energy. because they don't experience power outages a lot. But in our region, you need to store your energy.
Yes.
Yes, so so that when there's doomsday or there's a power outage, you can rely on the energy you've stored in the battery.
Okay. Apparently, I thought it was because the batteries were meant for in the evenings. I don't know whether if you understand when I say in the evenings, because there's no sunlight at night. Where
in fact, that's what we all thought. Yeah.
Yes. I didn't know because of.
Okay. Yeah. So it's actually storing of energy.
Right.
So in the daytime,
right,
when there's a power outage, okay, and I mean the sun is not really up in the sky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You need to fall on your batteries
your batteries.
get you some power. But there are advances. I mean, they've started coming up with there are inverters where as soon as you are generating the energy, it's feeding the load.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So as soon as like during the day, like from between in solar, the sun hours starts around 9 a.m.
Right.
Yeah, between 8 and 9. So at 7, when you see that the sun is up, the light spectrum of that sun, okay, it's not enough to generate energy. It's only good for vitamin D.
Okay.
You know, around that area, so you can stand in the
it
sun
has to be
and not
intense before.
You can stand in the sun around 7 and not feel the scorching part of it. Yes, but after 9, 8, 9, that's where the full spectrum of the sun is up, and that is what is needed to generate the energy we are talking about. So that's about it. So advancements have come. Where where you can get energy straight from the inverter to feed your load. Okay, then that's where your night aspects come in.
So looking at our country, I know with Europe, relying on them solar would be difficult, especially in the extreme winter situations. With the likes of those are the Arctics, like Arctic and Antarctica.
Yeah.
But in our country, we have a rainy season. How do you manage the sun hours in these times when sometimes you can have, let's say, 2 or 3 days where you can barely see proper sunshine? Yeah.
Okay. So let me take this opportunity to diffuse some understanding. So when we talk of solar, okay, we have basically 2 components of it: the sunlight and the sun heat.
Okay.
Okay, so the heat is what we use to dry our clothes.
Okay.
I mean, solar, the heat. I mean, not the light.
Yes.
So the light is the photo. Okay, from photosynthesis, photocell, that kind of things. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is the light.
The light.
When it comes to solar, it is the sunlight that is used, not the sun heat.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
The sun heat is used for the solar thermal, the water heaters we're talking about.
Wow.
So those are the main things. When you go to other African countries, they use the heat for dryers, like to dry vegetables for export and all that. On a large scale. Yes. So those are the 2 things. So as soon as you have solar light, you are good. So somebody will say, in Europe they don't have, the sun is not shining, but they still do solar, and they even patronize solar more than we
certainly
do.
Green energy.
The answer is that no matter how it is, the sunlight is there.
Certainly.
And not the heat. They don't get the heat, they get the light. So they can that's enough to utilize the energy.
Fresh knowledge.
Yeah, so with the cloudy days you were talking about, so if you have cloudy days, like we call it cloudy days, when the radiation from the sun, is blocked by clouds and air mass and all that. The environment also has its own thick layer, kind of. The air, sand, those small pieces. So they all block the radiation from the sun. Okay, so when you are sizing a solar panel, you need to consider all these things.
Okay.
So when we are done sizing, we sometimes say, okay, assuming there is one cloudy day where the sunlight really does not come. I mean, it's diffused by these clouds and all, and does not hit what will you do? So it means you need to add more panels.
Okay.
To compensate for that cloudy day.
Okay, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's part of designing. So it's part of designing. So you need to so that's why most setups are not working as expected.
Wow.
Because
we'll come to
people,
that.
yes,
We'll come to that conversation. Wow.
Yeah, so that's it. Solar is interesting actually.
Right.
But
Really?
Right. So let's be a little bit practical here. Let's say let's take it houses.
Yeah.
In that order. I have a 3-bedroom. Okay. Normal standard 3-bedroom, not a story building, just a normal ground floor 3-bedroom. If I want to get a solar panel or whatever installed on my property, how much do you think it will cost me practically? How much do you think it will cost me if I have air conditions in all the rooms?
All the rooms.
I have lights,
a fridge, a freezer,
everything in a room. What do you think?
My boss is putting me on the hot seat.
It's necessary.
This seat is too hot. Yeah. Okay. So you see, sometimes I'll try and give a range because I can't give specifics.
Okay.
Because every household would have its energy demand and dynamics. Yes. So usually when we want to do these things, we undertake an energy audit.
Wow.
Okay. Yes. We come and plug in some instrument and take your energy profile logger. We call it energy logger.
More of like how you consume your energy.
Yes, very well. So maybe you may have 3-bedroom, all fitted with air conditioners, but your air conditioner is an inverter type air conditioner.
Okay.
Oh.
And someone would have the same setup, but his is incantity.
Yeah.
I tell you, I understand where
You
I
understand? So in that sense,
obviously,
your design,
okay,
or how much you spend, okay, to have that setup will be way less than somebody who has old stuff. I mean, somebody who have a fridge which is about 10 years, 15 years
the band ones, the white ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that will kill. That will squeeze all the juice out of the system.
Wow.
I see.
Okay. So usually when we go and as part of recommendations, we advise change all your lighting systems to LED. Okay. Use energy efficient appliances
from fridges,
televisions, and all that. Okay. So that is it. So back to your
figure.
Because you are still waiting.
I'm still waiting.
You are still waiting.
You love the numbers.
Yeah, you love the number. So provided you have enough roof space.
Right.
Because in terms of mounting panels, we have two types: the rooftop mount, and the ground mount.
Okay. I was about asking you.
Yeah. So if you have enough roof space. Okay.
Which one is ideal?
Well, they are all ideal. Depends on what, but the easiest one is the rooftop.
The rooftop.
Okay. Yeah, because with the ground mount, you'd have to now, construct pillars, bars, and angle them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
Yes, that takes some time. But the rooftop is a bit. Yeah, and even with the rooftop, that's when you will see a roof that is angled too steep and all. You see, when it comes to solar, just as I said, the efficiency is not too high. So there are some installation practices that you need to take into consideration. Other than that, you will not get the maximum yield.
Sure.
Okay. Here in Ghana, okay, our inclination of solar panel should be just about 15 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So if you have a rooftop that is angled more or less than 15,
That's a problem.
by far you are losing.
Okay.
So with that, you can compensate it with adding more panels to get your
or mounting it on the
ground, yes, and get your 15 degree, your inclination properly. So 3-bedroom, with air conditioners.
With air conditioners.
Yeah.
I'm using the latest.
Even though we advise using solar for essential loads or critical loads, which is your lighting and your fans and all that. When you bring in motorized devices, okay, like a motor or a compressor-like device, like an air conditioner, you shoot up the cost by 3 times.
Wow. Is it per air condition or?
Yeah. So for instance, if we size and we say you need let's say 1,000 watts inverter, the initial current for motorized devices, the startup current, we call it the startup current, is about 3 times the nominal current of the air conditioner.
Wow.
Yes. So if the air conditioner is, let's say, rated at 26 amps, that's the nominal. That's how it will work at 26 amps. If it starts up, okay, it uses 26 times 3 amps to be able to start up. Then now drop. It's just like starting your car in the morning.
Okay.
You realize there's an inrush, and then after a while it settles. So that's high, that spike. Your inverter should be able to accommodate that spike.
Wow.
Okay. So if you add an air conditioner to your setup, and for instance you need just about let's say an inverter 1,000 watts, for instance, just for that air conditioner, because
just for one air conditioner.
Yes, because you are using an air conditioner. Okay, we need to size it 3,000 watts.
Wow.
To accommodate for the inrush. Other than that, you damage the inverter.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if for instance we do your setup, your design, and we realize that without air conditioner, okay, or let's say your lighting, we have let's say 3,000 watts. As soon as you bring an air conditioner, somebody will say, okay, 3,000. If my air conditioner is 1.5 horsepower, which is somewhere around 1,000 watts, okay. So if my lighting and other load is 3,000, and I add 1,000 watts, which is the AC, an inverter of 4,000 should be enough. But
it doesn't work like that.
It will not work like that. You probably have to go. You probably have to add like 3,000 watts to the initial, to the
just to
accommodate the inrush.
Wow.
So we usually don't advise, but if you have the
cash,
you
if you have,
you understand.
If you have it, then So back to the figures. 3 bedrooms, all having air conditioner. We are not looking at anything less than.
Off-grid.
Off-grid, not less than 50,000.
Wow.
50,000.
Yes. Not less than 50,000.
Not less than.
So that's between
50.
Yes,
plus.
50 plus.
So it's not 50.
No, it's not 50 down.
Oh, okay. So viewers.
So the range, you can have an idea of the range. So if not less than 50.
Maybe max, maybe 60.
65. Let's say max 60.
Is it plus workmanship or?
Oh yes, plus workmanship.
Okay.
I believe so.
You believe
I
believe so.
I see. But it's way better. It's way better as compared to you using the hydro. and you paying huge chunk of money over the years where you can
So,
have this.
so I think it depends on the narrative of the conversation, because fancy and a new site, then this argument makes perfect sense.
Yes, yes.
Because then, I mean, new sites, you have to go and call ECG and they'll flex you a little.
You have to buy poles.
Poles, yes.
And when you sum up the price of the poles and all that, when you invest
in the solar.
Yes, there was a similar setup we did. The person lives somewhere, Kaswa.
Yeah, doing the Kaswa,
back in Kaswa. So he went to ECG, they gave him the figures. ECG said, well, they will be developing that area soon. But they can't tell. But if he's in a hurry, he should buy poles. We calculated he needed about 9 poles.
And how much?
9 poles.
Yes.
To his
house.
To get his house. It means he's not by the road. It means it's in the middle of nowhere.
So we did a calculation and all that and realized solar is best
it's
for
the best
him.
option.
Yeah. So he was ready. But when he compared, for him to give that money to government and have his independence, he will probably just
They should use
get.
the volume of that before the government.
No, the government they know.
They know.
They are already even on that.
So we are the ones suffering.
They know if we had money, we will all be independent. We will all be independent and not rely on the grid.
That is true.
So that's
I like that.
that's about it.
Wow. So I want to ask this in the same conversation. Do you have to sometimes take into consideration the floor design and how do you call it, the house design? Because with what you said, the roof inclination, it means that you must actually speak to the developer before he actually puts up any roof.
Yeah.
Which would be angled at maybe 90 degrees. Who knows?
Yes. Very steep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. And then what about issues of trees too? I know it's an issue of light, but when you're talking about trees, how does the whole conversation go?
I think I need to give you
a
bosa for that one. Yeah. Okay, so talking about trees, we call something shading.
Sure.
When it comes to solar and it's so just as the general understanding, the light is coming, nothing should impede it. Okay, so if there are trees around, and the tree casts some shadow on your panel, okay, the way the panel is designed, the cells, the panel is made up of several cells. Okay, the cells are connected in series. Okay, so you have this here with a copper strip connected here and another one connected here, like that. If a tree shades this one, nothing goes to this cell. The whole strength has been truncated. You've lost the.
Wow.
I see.
So shading is one of, should I say, is the devil. I mean, when it comes to when it comes to this industry.
Wow.
And so, see, I've seen Minkana. See, when you go to 37, there's a solar setup there at the traffic lights. I mean, there's a traffic light. I don't know whether you've seen it. And there are trees around. So I asked myself,
who did this?
And 2, where is our maintenance culture? Because if, for instance, the person did at the time where the trees are short, now there are trees. So who is making sure that these panels are getting the maximum energy from the sun? I mean, by far, that setup
is useless.
It's a white elephant.
Wow.
And it will affect the batteries. If that setup has a battery, it has rippling effect. Because the batteries will not charge well. Okay, because it's not getting the sun and rippling effect. So the batteries will be there after a while, they'll all die off.
Waste of money. I hope it's not natural resources. We'll check the place out very soon. I asked the question because I love trees personally. Like I always believe that in my house, my dream house, I must have trees. I'm thinking of having an off-grid house. Cut off every kind of national issue. You get it. So I'm just trying to see where we'll merge the story of the tree, solar panels, and thanks for the answer to that. I know that When I'm ready, I just contact you. Tell me, please tell
your
architect to put the trees. Put them far off from. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Sure. So the big issue about the white elephant panels and those complaining about solar, I'm sure someone is watching us and feels like ranting that, oh, get away, solar doesn't work. You know, I have a developer friend who told me that he used to incorporate solar into his design where everybody that patronizes him gets access to solar, and he was like, he is done with solar. He doesn't want trouble again. In fact, he fixed them on some of the properties, and then the phone calls he had after 3 or 4 months, please, he's done. We can do anything else but solar.
Not solar.
So brief us. In fact, don't brief us. Give us everything in full.
Well, I agree with those comments.
Wow.
I understand.
Wow.
I understand where they are coming from. Solar over the years, I mean, unfortunately, had installers who were doing a lot of plug and play.
Wow.
Okay, so they just went in, maybe understood the principle to some extent. Okay, it said, okay, you need some panels. Okay, and because it was expensive, okay, so you see, solar initial cost is high. Anybody who comes to me and talks about solar, I ask the person, okay, are you ready to pay your 10 years electricity bill now? If every month you spend, say, 1,000 cedis on electricity bill, I would ask you, are you ready to spend 10 years, your 10 years electricity bill now?
Okay. But would the panels last more than 10 years?
Okay,
Good
so we'll come to that one. So it's expensive, just as I said, initial cost is high.
Yeah.
So these people, these installers, with the story I'm narrating, will probably not want to invest. Okay, tell the investor and client to invest. So they'll say, okay, Charlie, it's expensive. So they're on top 5B. Oh, now, mano, and I mean all that. So,
Obiape shortcut.
Inti client also any solar, solar pan because ish. Solar is ish. I mean,
You have those panels on.
Those panels is even if you have them there, they are not working. Flex. What I say. So because say, hey, Charlie. Okay, and you see, the efficiency is at each level. Okay, they have the efficiency of the panel and the array. The array is a number of panels. So you have the efficiency of the array. You have efficiency of cabling. Okay, we use DC cables to do installations. Not AC cables like the ones that are usually in town. The commonest ones in town, cables in towns are AC. We use DC. We don't use AC cables. Then when it comes to the inverter side, you need to have your protection. You need to have a breaker, a surge arrestor, and all those things to protect the inverter. Okay. Then when it comes to the battery side, you need the right size of cable. Okay, to connect and interconnect all the batteries. So you see, if you miss out on one aspect, of good practice of the installation, you've shot the whole installation in the leg to some extent. So this is what I'll say some installers didn't take into consideration and gave solar that bad image.
Certainly.
Okay, that bad image. But I mean, solar is nice to have. I mean, all the installations we've done, we made sure we did it well. Okay, if you don't have the money, I'll advise you wait. Okay, wait, save more so that you get the best out of it, because it's capital intensive. You can't do it biala.
Yeah, stress on the capital intensive there.
No, initial cost is high.
I understand you.
So you can't do it biala. That's why solar becomes so unpopular.
Anyway, true.
Because can you imagine somebody investing that amount of buying battery worth like 20,000, 15,000, and not
Getting
enjoy
the most out of
the
it.
most out of it. So that's I think that's the whole thing. But gladly, there are more experienced people now in the system. More solar companies in the system.
So guys, you are watching Ghana Real Estate Online TV, and if you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel Billcotey Property Ghana, and share it with family and friends as well. Leave some comments below the comment section there, so that you get interactive. Okay guys, so this will be the end of the show today. We'll be having a part 2 coming up real soon in the course of the week, so kindly stay tuned to this channel. We are here with my big man. Thanks for honoring our invitation to come.
Man.
Thanks for honoring our invitation to come.
Welcome.
And catch you in the next section. Bye. Now.
Bye.